Hello folks, how you doing? Back with the Amstrad today, and if you remember in the last video we took a quick look around the system. We powered it on, we found it does actually work, marvellous, but there has been some battery leakage, and for the most part it looks like I've got away with that, but you can never be too sure, and the only way to be sure and that there isn't any sort of lasting damage that I might need to deal with is to dig inside it and see what's leaked where. Also, I'm assuming there's a clock battery in there somewhere, and I really want to take that out as well. Hopefully that's not caused any damage, but again, we won't know till we get inside. So yeah, let's get inside and clean up and repair what we need to. Right, I've got big screws there. Yuck. 2 in there. Let's take them out and see what happens. Okay, the back seems to be loose, apart from here. Okay. That'll be the drives. I'm seeing a screw there. It wasn't tight. Right, that screw I popped out there, was that enough to get the back off? Let's have a look. There's still something. Got it. Just a clip there I needed to separate. Should come away now. Yikes. Right, what have we got? Got a speaker connection and the battery connection. I can't see any battery damage in there, which is good. Let's disconnect the battery. Okay. And is that speaker on a plug? Yes it is. Right, that's away. Okay, I'm looking for a clock battery. Where would that live, do you think? Mainboard? Let's give it a go. And just before I take this board up, look at this. There's some bodge work that's gone on. Presumably factory. Yeah. Interesting. This is going to be real fun to put back together. Good Lord. Okay, that is the screen connection, I assume. Let's get rid of that. That will be the keyboard connection, I assume. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's see what we can unplug and get this board out. Okay, there are little pop clips holding the two boards together at this end. Okay, yeah, so this board here is the modem, and it separates from the main board with 2 connectors, so you just pull them apart and it'll go. One there, one there. Main board. Well, there's 2 parts to it. There's pop clips at the front to separate it and a connector at the back. And I still haven't found a clock battery, so I'm going to keep digging. How am I going to get this back together? Anyway, I'll worry about that when I need to. Okay, so I'm finally into the main board and I can't see a clock battery anywhere. I'm wondering if it even has one or it just runs off capacitors. I don't know. I'm seeing an awful lot of bodge work. Things that were thrown in looks like an afterthought. This here between the two boards. Ugh. That there, very much an afterthought, and an awful lot of hot glue's gone into this as well. Yeah. Okay, fine. Anyway, I think I should now be able to concentrate on cleaning up that battery compartment. So I'm thinking, get the connectors out, get them in some vinegar, if I can. Right, my battery terminals are out. They're not looking, I mean, they're not too bad, but that and that, yeek. Let's see what we can do to clean that up. Okay, so this is an ultrasonic cleaner that I use to clean watch parts. This is some white vinegar, and I'm thinking I can use this to clean up those connectors, but we'll see how it goes. That should be plenty. Right. Let's put the bits in, see what happens. Oh, that's fizzing already, it's not even on. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for a while, and we'll let the vinegar do its job, and then I'll put the ultrasonic on and see if we can break off the corrosion. See how it goes. So that's had, what, half an hour? And I've thrown the little PCB in as well. Already that's starting to clean up quite nicely, but let's try it with the ultrasonic. Let's see what we can get going. Alright, give that a bit longer. So I've taken the opportunity to clean the bottom case out, so that's at a wash and that's drying. I want to do the same with the top case, and I want to clean the keyboard out as well. So I need to clear out everything that's in this top case. So let's start with the modem. I think there's just a retaining clip there. What have we got? Fuses. Yep. Thank you very much. And the screen controls and the power switch, which are all down here. There we go, and there's an awful lot of hot snot that's been used to hold all this together. I'm not a fan of that. Sure there was a reason for it. Cheapness springs to mind. Right, how do I separate this keyboard and monitor? Okay, the screen went quite easy. I just needed to push on these two little pivot points either side from the other side of the case, and it just popped right out. It was as simple as that. So I've got a hinge in the middle. Can I pop these end caps off? Are they end caps? I don't know. That's one. That's the other one. Is that free? No, it's something in the middle that's still holding it. What's that? Is that a clip? Yes, it is. Where's my little screwdriver? There we go. I think that's that out. And yeah, we've got 2 more clips in there. This thing is not easy to work on. Have I got 2 more clips? No, just the one. Okay, so that's that, and the keyboard is free. So that can go in the wash. And the keys on this thing are a tad yellow and crusty. The camera's making them look a lot better than they are. So I wouldn't mind dismantling this and cleaning it out. How, I'm not too sure yet. Let me see. I've got 2 little stoppers there. Is there any? There are screws under there. Right. Let's take them out and see what happens. Okay. Something's still gripping there and I don't want to force it. So yeah. Yeah, it would seem they are just little pop clips at the front, so I'll zip my way around and see if I can get the whole thing out. Aha. Lovely. What have we got? Well, I think spring-wise that's going to go flying, never to be seen again. Let's try and just take the tension off, so we don't lose anything. There we go. Keyboard out. Excellent. That can go in the wash. Right, we've been left with a very Amstrad-y type keyboard, which seems to be the same construction as every other Amstrad keyboard I've ever seen. So it's got these pop clips on the back, which presumably will give us access to the membrane, and the keys are all spring-loaded. So yeah, let's take it apart and clean it. And if it's like any other Amstrad, it should be fairly straightforward. It should be a case of popping these clips. Yep. Yep. And of course, 2 of the keys are backlit. So there's the LEDs. How would I remove those? Oh. Like that, apparently. No, 3 of the keys are backlit. Okay. So that's interesting. How does it, where does it get its power from? Ah, yeah, so the LEDs take the power from the membrane directly. Interesting. So that's the fragile bits out the way. Let's get these little stabilizer bars out as well. Right, keys, if it's like any other Amstrad, and it seems to be, I'll just pop them out one by one by pushing these clips in at the back. So let's start with the spacebar, because usually the spacebar is a bigger spring, so it has to be kept separately. So we'll see. Oh, it's got two. Put them to one side for a second, and we'll check the size to the rest of them, just so we don't mix them up. Let's take out another key. Yes, they are different. So, spacebar keys are taller and thinner. The other standard keys are slightly fatter. Excellent. Okay, so I know. And now you do. I'm going to go through and I will take the rest of these keys out. Right, done. So that can go in the wash now. That is a somewhat dirty / hairy bit of keyboard. I'll get that cleaned. And then, I don't know, I'm going to clean the keys obviously, and they could benefit from some peroxide. They're looking pretty faded. But I don't know whether I'm going to bother or not. I'll have a think. Okay, it's another day and my connectors have finished cleaning. And they're a bit tarnished. So I let them soak for a good few hours in the vinegar, and then I cleaned it off with IPA. And they don't look too shiny, but it really doesn't matter, they should work. The corrosion is gone, and frankly that's all I care about. The plating's been stripped right off that, but again it shouldn't really matter. The little connector PCB, yeah, some of the solder mask was taken off, but the tracks are fine. So yeah, so that can go back into this nicely cleaned and fresh case. Now without any battery acid. Lovely. Right. Okay, this one I think went here. There's a little plastic latch that it's got to hook over just to hold it in position. So you've got to be pushed past that. That, I believe, has it. Right, other side. That fits in there. Let's just put a bit of pressure on that. There we go. That's snapped in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed in some wire as well into the battery case, because, well, it gives me options, I suppose, because I don't really want to run this on 10C batteries if I don't have to. So maybe there's a more modern battery equivalent I can look at in the future, I don't know. If I run the cables now, then I've got my options, so I'll do that. There. And no corrosion in sight. Lovely. Right. those cables can stay in there. And another freshly laundered panel. So let's start putting things back together, shall we? Let's make a start with these switches. Yep, everything's back where it should be. Do you know what? If it's good enough for Amstrad, it's good enough for me. So let's use more hot glue. Put this back as it was. I have my pound shop hot glue gun, which I've never used. So this will be an interesting one. All right, let's get this screen back in. So cable in first, and it should just snap in. We'll see. Yep, that was easy enough. Right, lovely. Yeah, so initially when I started this video, my goal was to look for battery acid leakage, which I've done, and thankfully I can't find any damage on the main board, which was the main goal. I also wanted to see if I could find a clock battery, and apparently there isn't one. The clock keeps its time from the C batteries, so I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to rig something up to keep the clock going, because I don't really want to start putting C batteries back in it again. But I've run those cables, so you know I've got options. Yeah. So what else have we got done? The keyboard is currently in bits. The keys are actually sitting in the back garden in a tub of peroxide, so we'll see how they come up. At the moment they don't seem to be changing at all, so I'm not optimistic on that. I've ordered a set of capacitors, everything I think I need to recap this, so while it's apart I might as well do that. But I'll save that for another video, I think. I think I've gone as far as I need to now. Yeah, so in the next video we'll have a look at this main board, we'll recap it, we'll get the system back together and hopefully it'll all still work. Until then, hopefully I'll catch you on the next one, so stay safe, take care, and thanks for watching. Bye.